This week, a media giant falls.
I did a bad thing.
Don Imus loses favor with big money sponsors and talks himself out of a job. Is big business now looking to tone down the rhetoric?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Wall Street Journal Report. I'm Maria Bartiromo. The plug is pulled on a longtime radio shock jock. Don Imus finds himself out of a job after sponsors flee following his racially and sexually charged remarks. Is big business starting to have more of a say in what we watch and listen to? We'll take a look. It's a show you can't afford to miss, and it all starts now.
This is America's #1 financial news program, the Wall Street Journal Report. Now, Maria Bartiromo.
Well, the big story of the week, certainly which rocked the country, is what you would call the I mess. It began with Don Imus's disparaging remarks about the Rutgers women's basketball team. It ended with Imus getting the axe, not from one job, but 2 jobs. His radio show carried by CBS and his television simulcast carried by MSNBC.
When you start looking at the accumulation and in the aggregate, everything that's been said all through the years, and then this final comment and incident that just went so far over the line, it became clear that this was the right call.
CBS chief Les Moonves said his network would use this opportunity to, quote, expand on our record on issues of diversity, race, and gender. We intend to seize the opportunity as we move forward together, end quote. Imus met briefly with the Rutgers team Thursday night, apologizing for the pain he said he caused them. Rutgers coach C. Vivian Stringer said the team accepted his apology. The pressure to fire Don Imus not only came from the public and politicians, but also from advertisers. Will this be a turning point for them? Joining me now are Rich Russo, the Director of Broadcast Services at JL Media, and Michael Harrison, publisher of Talkers Magazine. Gentlemen, nice to have you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hey there.
Michael, you suggested earlier in the week that as long as Imus is making money, he'll stay on the air. Were you surprised by what happened?
I was surprised by how big a story this became. I'm not surprised in light of how controversial it became and how everybody piled on that they had to let him go. That became what's called in the corporate interest. But I didn't expect it to get to this point.
Rich, advertising giant Donnie Deutsch said this week that because of this, nice is the new black in terms of what's in style. Listen to this.
There are 100 people in this country right now that can solve hate television. They are the CEO of Procter & Gamble, the CEO of General Motors. These people control all the advertising dollars. There are enough, and they spoke. That's why this is off the air, not because of anything NBC did. The advertisers said, we ain't doing it anymore. If these 100 CEOs decide we are not going to sponsor hate television anymore, it goes away.
Rich, do you think this is a turning point for the advertising industry?
I don't think it's a turning point. Like we have always said, the industry polices itself. And community standards and clients police themselves. You know, the whole thing with the book about being nice, nice is great. But there's not going to be a turning point in that because there's negativity in everything that goes on in television, radio, the internet, magazines, you know, websites. That's part of our society, but our society will factor out what is acceptable, what's not acceptable.
Well, how are we policing ourselves when this guy's been on the air for a year saying whatever he wants? I mean, let's face it, he's been controversial before this. He stepped over the line.
You know, he stepped over the line many times, as do many other hosts, as does, you know, even Al Sharpton and the company he works for. You know, Radio 1 has DJs, and they play some of the rap music as well, and some of the other broadcast entities all have this. The record labels have this. It's when the issue here is this became a PR thing, and we're all taught, and we've all been in marketing or we've all been in communications or business. You know, PR is how you solve a problem. His PR situation here was when he said this, he should immediately have gone to Rutgers, met with the girls, got their absolution or however they were going to handle it, and then move forward because those are the 10 people he really offended. Think back to the Tylenol situation. He went to Sharpton and everything else first, and he waited a week and a half to go see these girls.
Michael, what's your reaction?
I agree with everything that's been said, and I think that back to what you're saying about is nice the new thing. You know, the advertising people have to change their commercials. Take a look at some of the commercials that are running. The commercials themselves are as nasty as heck. They have stereotypes, they are violent, they're cruel, and they are also misleading. They don't even talk about the products anymore. They just live in a world of hyperbole. The fact I'm saying is this is hypocrisy. Yes, what Imus said was terrible, no doubt about it. But he said it within the context of a popular culture in which this has been going on for a long time. Therefore, to single him out and make the story all about him while the rest of us go, oh, we want a nicer society.
I don't know about that. What do you mean this has been going on for a long time? What's going on for a long time? Insulting people?
Yes, insulting people has been going on for a long time, and the fact of the matter is, Imus was emulating what he considered to be hip black culture. He didn't go on the radio to say, hey, I'm going to be a racist. He went on the radio saying to himself probably something to the effect of, I want to be hip. I think I'm going to use this kind of language. This is the language of the ghetto. This is the urban language. Popular culture has a history of things starting in the black community and then being assimilated to the white community. Radio has a history of being streety, edgy, and using the latest lingo. All Imus was doing was trying to be hip, but being a white 66-year-old man trying to be hip, he just happened to say the wrong thing in the wrong place at the wrong time.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Well, no, he said the wrong thing at the wrong time, but, you know, we keep getting away from the fact that if, you know, our culture is built on celebrity and fame and all that, those people can be ridiculed or made fun of, and that's accepted in our society, like the Gawker website and all that stuff. But the problem he had was he had used that lingo against innocent, bright women that had no bearing being part of any of this.
Well,
I don't know whether,
he was very foolish to do that, and he was wrong to do that.
He was completely wrong, but I don't know. I don't know for a fact if whether or not this was where he had made a disparaging remark that was degrading to women or to a race about a Britney Spears or a Paris Hilton or a Mary J. Blige or somebody like that, this would have blown up like this.
Right.
He blindsided innocent women that had no part of being part of this counterculture, whatever the heck he was trying to do.
Well,
that wasn't satire. That was just mean.
There's no doubt about that. Gentlemen, thank you so much for weighing in here. We really appreciate it. It's a conversation clearly continues. Imus wasn't